Hey guys, Chef Chris here again. Hope you guys all had a wonderful, beautiful, happy and safe holiday season. Happy New Year to all. I'd like to welcome all of our new members to Metropolis Country Club, and we really look forward to serving you guys all through the spring and summer and early fall. We're gonna kick off our little video campaign for 2021 today. And we're going to do one of the favorites of the club, chicken Parmesan. But first, I'm going to get rid of this sweatshirt. Got a lot of slack for wearing sweatshirts during the videos. Thanks, Kathy. So the first thing we're going to do is chicken Parmesan. And I know all of you out there are good cooks, you just don't know it. The biggest mistake people make that really hurts their cooking is they don't get organized. So you really want to think about what you're doing. You want to gather all of your ingredients so you don't have to run around and be cuckoo while you're trying to focus on your cooking. So like I said, today we're going to be doing chicken Parmesan. And the cooking method for chicken Parmesan is either pan frying or deep frying. So when you pan fry, the item is normally breaded, okay? And the difference between pan frying and deep frying is, in pan frying, the fat comes halfway up the item and you flip it. Deep frying, it's fully immersed or submerged in the fat and you don't have to flip it. But whatever cooking method that you use, you're going to want to, your final goal is going to be something that's golden brown on the outside and moist and juicy on the inside, you know, properly seasoned. So to get started with pan frying, you're going to need salt. For me, salt is always labeled because I never want to mix up my salt and my sugar. And trust me, when you do it, it's gonna happen on the day you invited all your friends over, you told them what a great cook you are, and then impossible to correct. Pepper, I'm gonna use black pepper today. If you like white pepper, you can use white pepper. And in pan frying or deep frying, if you want something crispy every single time, you're gonna wanna remember this. Standard breading procedure. So your item is, you want to make sure your item is dry. It's not, there's no marinade on it, there's no liquid, no water. First thing you're going to do is season your item. It's going to go into flour. This is a all-purpose flour. If you're gluten-free, you can use cornstarch, rice flour, but you want to start with some starch. Then it's going to go into egg wash. This is just mixed eggs and a little bit of water. You could put some milk or cream in there if you like also. If you don't want all the calories, you can use all egg whites, no yolks. You can even use milk or cream or buttermilk if you wanted to. And then it's going to go into breadcrumbs. These are not really Italian. These are panko, Japanese. But you're going to get something very, very crispy. A lot of people like to season the flour with salt and pepper. That's up to you. I prefer to season my proteins directly. You could season your breadcrumbs with oregano and basil and Parmesan cheese if you like. Okay. We have, after we're done breading it, we're going to pan fry it and cook it. We're going to put a little bit of fresh tomato sauce on the bottom of our pan. We're going to put our pan fried chicken on the top. We're going to top it with sliced mozzarella, Parmesan cheese. That's going to go in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. Just to melt the cheese, get it nice and hot, and it should remain crispy. This is something you could do the day before, have it all ready to go on the tray and just pop it in the oven at the last second. You might have to add another 5 minutes on it because it's going to be ice cold from being in the refrigerator all night. And then we're going to make a little salad with arugula, tomatoes, and a little bit of shaved Parmesan cheese and balsamic dressing, just to serve it on the side. Normally with chicken Parmesan or veal Parmesan, you're gonna put broccoli and spaghetti marinara on there. Sorry, Stephen, we're gonna change it just for the video. The fat that we're gonna be using today is canola oil. It's a fat that has a neutral flavor and a high smoking point, and that's really what you wanna use when you're pan frying or deep frying. Save the olive oil for finishing things and for dressings and stuff like that. Okay? So, for our chicken, I just bought some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. You can get whole chickens and break them down if you like. We're gonna just take the chicken breasts. Remember in some of the other videos I showed you how to hold the knife. This is probably the most safe and most comfortable way to hold the knife, rather than like this or like this. But when you're in your own house, you can hold it any way you like. We're gonna just take off some of the fat. And I also showed you in some of the other videos, the closer the knife is to your finger, the actual safer it is for you. You don't wanna be cutting like this. So every time I cut, I put my index finger down, just take off the fat. Don't be afraid to turn the chicken. Makes you look busy and very important. Okay, just save that for your stock. I'm gonna do just 2 chicken breasts. Cut off the fat. So we can cut this horizontally if we like into 2 pieces, or we can open it up and butterfly it. But either way, we're gonna pound it till it's about 1/4 inch thick. We're gonna season it, and then we're gonna bring our flour, our egg, and our breadcrumbs here. We're gonna standard bread it, and then we're gonna pan fry it in the back over here. So just keep your hand nice and flat and use the knife like a saw. Okay, that's why the knife is long. And just cut. If you don't cut it even, don't worry, you're gonna pound it anyway. Okay? Cutlet. If you feel any bones, just cut them off. This is something you could do way ahead of time and freeze your breaded cutlets. Also, the name for this is chicken Milanese. Anything that's standard breaded will become Milanese. You're gonna keep your hand flat, keep your thumbs out of the way, and just saw. Okay? As you can see, I'm wearing gloves. Normally I wash my hands before the video, but if I wash my hands now, I'll never get my gloves on. You can see the table is covered with saran wrap, so nothing gets contaminated. Samantha, just come here and grab me the saran wrap. We're gonna pound these chicken breasts in between saran wrap. Put 2 chicken breasts here. Just very careful not to touch anything with my dirty, contaminated hands. I'm going to take the mallet. I like to use this here, tenderizes a little bit. You can use either end, doesn't matter. Just nice, even pounding. Just pounded like this, it's a chicken paillard. Just marinate this with some salt and pepper, a little olive oil and lemon, and grill it on, put put it on your hot grill in the summer. Eat it as soon as possible. Delicious and healthy. So you can have these pounded just like this, a day or two ahead of time. Make yourself very organized for the summer so you're not running around and you can actually enjoy the party. You can just fold them up like this and put them in your refrigerator. Could do this with any kind of protein, beef, veal, pork if you eat pork. We've also included a few bonus recipes for pan frying, some vegetables, some starches, and dessert. Enjoy yourself. Follow the recipe and it will come out beautifully. Okay, change these gloves. Probably on a busy Saturday night at the club, we sell a good 40 of these chicken Milanese. So it actually saves us when we do 100, 120, 140. They all sit down at once. This is what saves us, dishes like this. Okay. Take the saran wrap off. Don't fight with the saran wrap, you never win. Okay? Gonna season with salt and pepper. First salt. See my fingers? Just like a little salt mill or a pepper mill. You don't want to put it all in one place. Use the amount of salt you like. I'm gonna use pepper. You can turn the chicken now with a pair of tongs if you like, or just pick it up, but then you'll have to wash your pepper mill. So I'm going to just get a pair of tongs. I mean, you can play around like this at home, but when you're working in a professional kitchen and the orders come in, you're probably not going to grab it with tongs. Okay, be careful with your salt, but don't be afraid to season your food. Salt is not going to kill you. Salt is not going to kill you, so just relax. You just turn on the stove and heat the pan up a little bit. So we don't have to wait. Okay. flour, egg, breadcrumbs. You know, in other preparations, this could be unsweetened coconut, could be cereal, could be just about whatever you want it to be. Okay. So you want to go in the flour first. The flour is going to make the egg stick. And the egg is going to make the breadcrumb stick. I don't care what anybody else tells you. You eliminate one of these steps, you will not get the same product. Okay? Add off the excess. I mean, if you were making chicken marsala, this is what you would do. Cut this in 3 pieces and flour it and then saute it. So learn your basic cooking methods and then you'll be able to be a good cook. Okay? Excess off. Everybody says try to keep one hand clean so you don't get these big fingers. Kind of hard to do. When you figure it out, let me know. Right inside, want to get those breadcrumbs on there nicely. Make sure it's coated everywhere. Like I said, you can do this way in advance. You can put this in the freezer, take it out. You can cook it from the frozen stage too. Don't drive yourself crazy when you're cooking. Cooking should be fun and enjoyable. And be comfortable when you're cooking, you know? Don't just try to be like me or somebody else. Be yourself. Okay. Some people say let this sit for 20-30 minutes to rest. You can do that if you want, but no need to. Okay. You start out with a little bit of breadcrumbs because they're going to get all clumpy and stuff, and you can just use them all and then refill it. Don't pour too much on top of these. Okay, get rid of the gloves. So don't be afraid to use the right amount of oil to pan fry. If you don't use the right amount of oil, you're going to get unevenness in your cooking. It's going to be spotty, nice and golden brown in some places and blonde and pale in other places. If the temperature of the oil is the right temperature, you will have very little fat absorption. Doesn't matter if you're frying a gallon or 10 gallons. That little chicken's going to only absorb so much fat. Okay, so I got my pan heating up. I'm going to actually measure the oil for you guys so you know how much we're going to use. I'm using a 10-inch saute pan. I put a half a cup in each pan. And when the oil gets dirty and there's all black pieces in there, it's time to change the oil. Otherwise, it's going to ruin the appearance on your chicken. When you're putting the chicken in the pan, the more oil you use, the more dangerous it is. So you want to put the chicken in the pan away from you, not towards you. So if you drop it, you don't get splashed. After you cook as long as we have been cooking, you're immune to the pain, but you won't enjoy it, trust me. How do we know when the oil's hot enough? Take a little piece of bread and put it in the pan and see what happens. You see? It's cooking nicely. So you gotta learn to watch your fire and you gotta adjust the heat, okay? Don't just listen to the recipe, cook on medium to high heat. I don't know what that means. What is medium to high heat? So again, away from yourself. And I got it on number 4 on my stove. So that's about 350, 325 if you want a temperature. And just look at the meat. You know, just take a good look at it. Pay attention to what you're doing. You can see the sides are starting to get dark. That's a good indication to pay attention to what you're doing. Be gentle with the tongs so you don't break your crispy skin. You can see that it's nicely colored in some places and not so nice in the other places. So take a metal spoon and just baste. You get nice, golden. And if the chicken's not cooked all the way through now, it's going to be cooked when it comes out of the oven. And this breading is absorbing some oil, so if you're going to cook chicken again, you might have to add some more oil. Trust me, you don't have to be that smart to be a cook. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, listen to that pan. Nice, and it's talking to you. Not yelling at you, it's talking to you. Okay, so you can see this again here. Nice and golden brown. Take your chicken. I like to grab it from the thin end. Put it inside, see what's happening, and just let it go. And then it's going to go on a little roasting rack to drain a little bit. And then when we're done cooking all 4 of our chicken breasts, we're going to assemble the chicken Parmesan. The recipe says turn it only once. I feel like turning it again, so I'm going to. Looking beautiful. Okay. You can see I didn't crowd the pan. I was very tempted to put 2 in there at once. Don't do it. You lose your temperature, and you're going to end up with something soggy, and that's unhealthy. Okay? This is exactly how you do Wiener Schnitzel. Tell you, cooking is really not that complicated. People make it complicated. Look at that, we're basting. It's a beautiful thing. Again, go over here, check. I like to use my hand. I'm not afraid to get it. I'm not afraid of getting burned. That's like being afraid to get wet if it's raining outside. You're gonna get burned eventually. Not that bad. This is really like encased inside of that breading, so it's going to continue to cook for a good 20 minutes after you take it out of the pan. That's called carryover cooking. The amount of cooking that takes place when you remove the item from the heat source. We're going to take this one out. Looks gorgeous. Gonna take another one. Don't want to get any crumbs on the floor. I don't want to hear my wife later. Okay. Cooking nicely. Still have the perfect amount of oil in there. So if the oil is not coming halfway up the item, say it's a thick veal chop, and the oil's only coming up to here, that means what's in the middle is not going to get golden brown and crispy. That's why you do it. Like I said, this dish saves our butts every night when it gets busy. It's such an easy dish to prepare and serve. I like them with nice salads in the summer and vegetable coulis and stuff instead of big heavy sauces. But since this is golden brown and crispy, you never want to serve the sauce on the top. Serve it to your guests, sauce on the side, or toss around. Otherwise, you're defeating the whole purpose. Getting soggy, and it's not going to look nice. Samantha, do you miss my sweatshirt? Huh?
I don't know.
I don't know. How come a gangster can wear a hooded sweatshirt and I can't? Because I'm not a gangster, that's why. I'm a chef. To touch your food to see if it's cooked. 165 internally. Basting. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing. I only really talk when I'm teaching people how to cook or I'm in the kitchen. A lot of people think I'm very quiet, misunderstood. Some call me mumbles. They think I mumble. Okay? Beautiful. Last one, same deal. Away from you. Just put a drop more oil. It's not going to change the temperature. It's only a drop. But it sure is nice cooking again. Anybody that knows me knows that my passion is not sitting home on the couch on vacation. My passion is being in the kitchen, working. Life is so much better that way. So again, welcome to all the new members at the club, and also the members that have been there before. Welcome. Looking forward to seeing you very soon. I didn't change the oil. I want to show you how the product won't come out as beautiful if you fry too many times in the same oil. Because some of the breadcrumbs come off, and they get the oil all dirty, and the breadcrumbs start to burn. So I wouldn't go more than twice. Even twice is pushing it. If you're deep frying, where it's fully immersed or submerged, you don't have the same issue. Okay? That's still beautiful. How's that looking? So that's a bit?
Yeah.
Very important. golden brown on the outside, moist and juicy on the inside. First thing they're going to notice when you're cooking is the color. Drop more. This one is good. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to assemble the veal parmesan. So right here is your veal milanese. Okay, I'm going to use a sheet tray. If you're going to present it, you can use one of these Pyrex. Okay, so I got my tomato sauce. You have the recipe in the little book that they're going to put online. Put a little tomato sauce on the bottom. Pick up your chicken breasts. Then we're going to top with some sliced mozzarella. You can use fresh mozzarella too if you like. This is the loaf mozzarella. Melts very nicely. Put 3 on each one. Then we're going to do a nice generous sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. Grated Parmesan cheese. It's like like a tablespoon and a half on each one. If you want less cheese, put less cheese. We'll put it in a 350-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Gloves. And now we can prepare our salad. Okay, guys, we have our chicken Parmesan in the oven. Take a little look, starting to melt nicely. Another 5 or 6 minutes. But in the meantime, we're going to make our arugula salad. So it's going to be baby arugula, cherry tomatoes, prepared tomatoes, some shaved Parmesan cheese, a little bit of balsamic dressing. And take some baby arugula. It's kind of a heavy dish, so serve it with something lighter. That's just me. I mean, when it comes to chicken Parmesan or anything Parmesan, my last name is Gesualdi. Are you really going to argue with me because I put arugula salad on the side? So we're going to cut our tomatoes in half. I'm going to use my small serrated knife. Again, safety, safety, safety. Put your knife on top of the tomato and just saw. Can't go wrong with a serrated knife. Okay? Put a little bit of salt and pepper. Little bit of vinaigrette. Don't pour it, you're going to overdo it. You just want to lightly coat the greens and other items lightly with dressing, not a swimming pool. Put 2 spoons. Gonna put a little bit of grated Parmesan so it goes throughout the salad. And now, if you have a gentle side, this is when you want to do it. Don't get in there and like beat the hell out of your greens. Toss. That's why it's a toss salad. Okay, keep it nice and beautiful. Then pick it up nicely and put it on your plate. No? If you have too many tomatoes, don't use them all. Gonna just shave our Parmesan cheese, put that on the top. How's that look, Samantha?
It looks good.
Think I can get a job cooking?
Yeah.
Think I could teach you, your culinary teacher, something at high school?
Yeah, maybe. Most likely.
Okay, beautiful baby arugula salad, cherry tomatoes, balsamic vinaigrette, and Parmesan cheese. Okay, let's check our Parmesan. borrowed these plates from Kathy. Don't tell her, okay? It's a secret. Okay? So you're gonna put a little more sauce on the bottom of the plate. I like to do that. Some don't like it. I do. Gonna grab one piece of our Parmesan. Right on the plate. Keep the plate nice and clean. Oh, just there you have it. Chicken Parmesan with an arugula salad. Thank you guys, and I look forward to serving you all summer long. See you soon. Bye-bye.